if you are a coach, consultant, agency owner, this tiny little change doubled my sales team's closing rate. And if you literally give me like 5 to 10 minutes of your time, I'm sure you're going to have the exact same effect, because it's such a tiny little change. It flies over most people's heads. So look, if that is an issue for you and you're not closing enough deals, or you're just getting the same objection over and over again and you don't know how to overcome it, or you're blaming your leads as to why you're not actually making enough money, literally just give me 5 minutes of your time. I'm going to completely solve that issue for you. So you might be asking, Matas, how will this little change actually affect me? So, 1, it'll help you close more deals, obviously. 2, there'll be less objections, which equals better clients and an improved lifetime value of your business, of these clients. They're going to stay on for longer in your business because they'll give you less objections. They'll already be pre-sold in this, okay? 3, it'll warm up the prospect to the max. And if they're warmed up, you know, as you would probably know, it makes your life easier. And you will save hours per day, especially if the offer is B2C. Now, if you are a B2B, don't worry. I've just really battle tested this for B2C, and I know it works much better for B2C. But if you are B2B, this also really applies to you. It just works much better for B2C. This is why I'm actually mentioning it. And last but not least, it'll actually make you more money. Now, this one's pretty obvious, but that's what we're all here for, right? I mean, you're not starting a business because you want to. You're not starting a business because it's fun. And you're certainly not starting a business because you want to do handstands and slap your bum cheeks. You start a business because you want to make money, okay? So that's what we're going to be speaking about. So I'm actually going to release all the fluff. I'm going to take it out of this video. I'm not going to waste your time. And I'm going to get straight to the point. What actually is this that I'm speaking about? And what I'm speaking about here is called call triaging. Now, if you don't know what this is, that's fine. I'm going to explain it to you. If you do know what this is, still listen up, because I'm going to give you an exact framework of how to pull this off in a very great way so it works every single time for you in your business, okay? But why is it so important, you may ask? Well, first scenario. Let's look at this first scenario. This is what we call a funnel, okay? A sales funnel. Well, essentially, a prospect is going to book in a call where I'm completely like getting rid of all the steps beforehand, because they're not really important to what I'm about to tell you. But just bear with me, this is all going to make sense. So the prospect booked on a call, okay? Then they get sent some sales assets. I mean, if you watched my previous video, I touched on sales assets and nurturing, and you know, stuff that you can send them that will kind of warm them up to the product that you're selling or the service that you're pitching, and essentially get them kind of pre-sold on the offer. Then you send them a confirmation message for them to actually show up to the call, you know, asking like, hey John, just making sure you're actually showing up to the call today. Maybe not those exact words. But then, you know, woo-ha, they actually don't, they forget to show up. They don't, and they wasted your time. You hopped on that call, you waited for 5-10 minutes, and no one actually showed up. Or you get scenario number 2. So we're starting at the same part, but they booked the call, they get sent the sales assets, you send them the confirmation message, they reply saying, yeah, I'm showing up. They end up showing up to the call, but then they end up not having the money or the need for the product or service. And how do we actually go around this? Because the last thing you want to be doing is, I mean, imagine the situation, taking a 45-minute sales call just to pitch the price and then them saying, I can't afford it. That was 45 minutes wasted, an hour slot taken in your calendar that somebody else could have filled in and bought, and energy lost on a prospect that can't even move forward with it. Imagine you handled every objection in the book and it just came down to, brother, I don't have the money. They screen share, they show you their bank balance, they genuinely don't have enough money for your service. You offer a payment plan, but they're too risky, they have rent coming up, and that's not something they want to be doing, and you just can't close them. Imagine how much energy that's just going to take from you. And then that's an hour slot taken and 45 minutes wasted. Do you want that? I'm sure you don't. Nobody wants that. And business owners, this is like a huge headache for you, so I want to solve that for you in this video, okay? But scenario 3. And this is a little bit of a bigger one, as you see. So let's start right here, okay? Again, I'm completely like leaving out all of the steps beforehand, before booking in a call, because this is not in the context of what I'm speaking about in this video. But they booked in a call. Then they get sent the sales assets. Then you triage the prospect the same day as the call. So you call them up, and then you triage them. I'm gonna reveal exactly how you can triage them later in this video, so just bear with me. But you triage them, okay? This is like a test for the prospect to see whether they're actually a good fit for your product or service or not. So that way you're not wasting your time and you're not wasting their time either. Then you're able to build a little connection because you triage them. You've also been able to qualify them because you've triaged them. And now you can send them this confirmation message whilst being able to relax in the fact that you know that they're going to reply to you and they are actually going to show up. And because you triaged them, guess what? They actually show up on time, if not 5 minutes earlier. Then, because you triaged them, they are aware of the agenda. Then, because you triaged them, they are also agreeing to everything you say on that call. Why? Because they're already pre-sold. They're already like, okay, yeah, I'm agreeing. Yeah, I agree. This is great. This product's great. I want to buy. Send me the link. And they're going to agree to your agenda. They're going to agree with exactly what your business is pushing. That they're confident in the fact it's going to help them. Why? Because they've already built a little connection with you here. Okay? You've already qualified them, so you know they have the money. You've sent the confirmation message. They've shown up on time to respect you as a person, and you've built that respect through the triage call. And then they're already aware of your agenda. Why? Because of the triage call. Okay? Then they're agreeing to everything you're saying. Why? Because there was a little connection, because they should, all of this like commitment. Okay? Then you pitch them the service. And guess what? They don't really have any valid objections. Now this one's key. No valid objections. Why is this key? Because you've already pretty much handled everything earlier in the triage call. And this is where the magic really happens, because these calls save so much time and make you so much goddamn money that it's unexplainable, okay? And they have no valid objections because you've otherwise handled them earlier, or you've already gotten enough context for you to frame the pitch in your sales call in a way where you're already kind of like beating the objection before it even comes up. And guess what? Before you know it, you send the, oops, what the hell was that? You send the invoice to pay, and then voila, money is made. Ka-ching. You have made money. You've closed the deal. All because of this little thing called triaging. So as I said, this is like a test for the prospect to see whether they're actually a good fit for you or not. And, I realized that the main thing that skyrocketed our closing rate was literally triaging calls. And it was a complete lifesaver. Like, I cannot explain how good they are. So the main benefits if you do implement this, like, by all means, like, you don't have to listen to what I'm saying, but I have managed multiple sales teams, and I can tell you for a fact that triaging is very key element to actually making people, one, show up on time, two, be agreeing to the agenda, and three, actually giving you their money. So the main benefits if you do implement this: one, it will stop your closer from burning out from taking so many unqualified calls. Like, I've had to deal with this. Bonus?
What?
I'll have to cut that out. Closers saying, I've taken so many unqualified calls and I haven't closed any. Like, nobody has money. Is this a lead problem? And the way you honestly just stop this is by triaging, okay? Another one, it will help when scaling a sales team to 100K per month. If you're scaling a $10, $20, $30,000 sales team to 100K per month, guess what? You're not only scaling the benefits of your sales team, you're also scaling the problems and the leaks and the chinks in your armor. And if you consistently keep scaling that, guess what? You're scaling the problem. You're scaling this problem. And if you have 12 calls that day, or 20 calls that day, or even, God forbid, 30, 40 calls across 2-3 closes, and so many of them don't show up, how do you expect your closer not to burn out? Okay? So it is very, very, very key to scale or fix this when scaling a sales team to $100,000 per month. By the way, if you want me to scale your sales team, if you want me to manage your entire sales team, link in bio. I'll touch on this just a little later. But look, last one. It will be an all-round increasing your closing rates, because people will be showing up agreeing to the agenda. People will be showing up with the intention to buy, and people will be showing up because they know you can actually help them, and you have so much context on them to where they can't really throw up any objections and they don't add any friction at the end of the call. So where it's just like yo bro, here's the price. All right, yeah, let's do it. And that's it. That's all you get. So the common question I get when kind of teaching something like this is, should the closer or setter do this? And I think as a sales team manager, you can do either. But I highly recommend the closer does this, because ideally, if you have two different sets of people reaching out to the same person, it can make them tweak a little bit and get scared. So it's best, you have the same person who triages and the same person who closes. And that way, you get an all-round smiley face, no pun intended. So how do I implement this math test? So I've created a little diagram here for you to follow. Feel free to pause at any time and actually read what I've written down into these, but I'm going to read them out to you anyways. So 12 to 24 hours before the call, message your prospect a video note on WhatsApp. So a video note is like, if I show you exactly what I mean by a video note, if I go into like here, right, you can press on the camera icon. Where is it? Here. And if you press on that camera icon, it will start, if you press and hold on the camera icon, it will start recording like a circular video that you can just send to them directly. So if you take this and you record that on WhatsApp saying like something like, hey bro, it's Mattaz here from XYZ. Just wanted to confirm our call for XYZ time, day, whatever you want to say. And just wanted to let you know that if you have any questions in the meantime, like I will be taking a call with you. So feel free to ask me here. And that way, that gives a prospect some room to just be ask any questions in the meantime. It will strike up some conversation. Once they reply, you can say something like, cool, bro, would you be free for a quick 5-minute call at the moment? Just want to speak a little bit about your situation regarding the form you filled out. Of course, this will get them a little curious. You want to make sure that you can even send this as a voice message. So let me actually note that down. If you can send that as a voice message, even better, because I think it will generally come off more genuine and you can use your tone to your advantage. And you could say it in a very like nonchalant, laid back way. So like if I can give you an example, you'd be like, yeah, cool, bro. I mean, would you be free for a quick like 5-minute call at the moment? Just wanted to speak a little bit about your situation regarding the form you filled out. That will get them more curious, and then they want to hop on a call. Give them an incentive, give them a reason to actually hop on a call, because I mean, studies show that if you ask for something, but then you also say because and give a reason as to why, people are more likely to say yes. And if the person is really serious about your product and changing their life at the moment, a 5-minute call is not really going to hurt them, and they're really rarely going to say no. I haven't really had many no's. I've had a like, oh, I'm at work or I'm at school right now or something like that, but you can just schedule that in. That's not a problem. So once you get on a call, your job is to be very nonchalant, and you want to aim to get these answers. So one, their current situation. You can ask this in multiple different ways. In fact, I'm not actually going to tell you how to ask this, because if I tell you how to ask this, everybody's going to ask the same thing, and then, well, guess what? We're all not in a market of one, and we're not going to win. And you watching my audience, I appreciate you. I actually want you to win, so I'm not going to give you the answer. 2, how much they're actually making. Now, this is subjective. You want to ask how much their business is making. If it's a business owner and your B2B sales, you want to ask how much the business is doing, not how much they're fucking making, okay? But yeah, you want to ask how much they're making. So if it's B2C, maybe ask how much they're making in a very like laid back, nonchalant way. And if it's a business, then ask how much the business is actually bringing in per month or per year. Ask what their you need to know what their main goal is right now. This will help you frame the actual sales call a lot better. And then last but not least, what are they actually looking to put aside to actually make it work? So this is what the investment is. If you're in B2B, you don't really need to know this. I think you knowing how much their business does per month is honestly enough for you to take this on, or at least ask what the profit is of their business after asking that question instead of asking this. But if it's B2C, you can ask something like, all right, bro, so I'm not gonna lie, I mean, this does have a price to it, but I mean, just currently looking at a ballpark, what are you actually looking to put aside to actually make this happen for yourself? Or what are you actually looking to put aside that you can invest into yourself to make this happen? Something along those lines. You want to get a rough, I mean, this is arguable, this is a controversial one, but I would recommend you get a rough budget of how much they actually have to put aside to invest, because they could be making $4,000 a month, but if they've recently just bought a BMW M4 Comp, it's very rarely the case that they're going to be able to afford it. You know what I mean? Especially you live in the UK, insurance prices. Whew. Then, optional. You can also ask what's stopping them from actually achieving that dream state. Now, this can be a little bit pushing it, because you want to be doing this on a sales call and bridging that little gap between their current state and their dream state. But you can ask that just to get like kind of not really digging too much into it. But you can just get a little bit of what's the word? Damn. A rough scope of what their actual dream state is, what their goal is, what their target income is, matter of fact. And then last but not least, once you have all of this information on the call, the key is to take these calls in a very chilled and curious way to where you don't come off as salesy. Now, these calls should range anywhere from like 5 to 15 minutes in length. They shouldn't be any longer than like 20, 30 minutes. And once you got the information you needed, take note of it, wrap the call up, and then let the prospect know that you'll see them on that call, on the actual closing call at XYZ time. Now, don't say closing call, don't say sales call, but actually say, the discovery call, strategy call, whatever, and then we'll actually run through how we can actually help you. But nonetheless, I mean, this kind of sums up what triaging is. I dubbed kind of realized I didn't really explain exactly what triaging is to a certain extent, but it's basically a call right before the closing call where you just triage them and you test them, make sure that they're actually qualified. You do this right before the call, before the actual closing call. And that is just to make sure that they don't actually waste your time. So instead of wasting 30, 40 minutes, you only waste about 5 or 10. So yeah, I mean, essentially, I hope you can implement this into your business. I know this is going to be certainly very, very helpful for you if you do implement this. And yeah, if you did like this and you'd like to work with me or you'd like to consult with me on your own sales process, whether you want me to build you out a functioning sales team that books and closes deals for you, or you want me to deploy my sales systems and SOPs and trackers and so on, I'm going to leave a link down below where you can just book in for a free consultation call with me. I don't want anything in return. I'm certainly not going to pitch you if I don't think I can help you. So yeah, I mean, it's no pressure call. I'll leave a link down below where you can check it out. But other than that, I really do appreciate you sticking around to the end of the video. If you have, I mean, this was a solid 16 minutes of value. And yeah, just leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I'll answer every single comment because I want to provide as much value to you guys. And yeah, it's been me. I'll see you in the next video.